The second episode of Paramount Plus's crime drama series Tulsa King Season 2, titled Kansas City Blues, follows the aftermath of Cal Thresher's efforts to bring down Dwight the General Manfredi, who is set to compete with him in the local marijuana market. His twisted plan to drag Bill Bevilacqua into the battle paves the way for an unexpected alliance. While his enemies sharpen their weapons, Dwight finds a new home for his daughter and two grandchildren who decide to move to Tulsa from New York City. As he remains in the dark about what's happening among his enemies, an ally's loyalty continues to shift. After finding a new home for a fresh start in Tulsa, Dwight the General Manfredi's estranged daughter, Tina, calls her aunt, Joanne, to tell her about what has happened in Oklahoma. The former mafia capo's sister discusses Tina's move with only her two children, indicating that she is no longer with Emery. The couple seemingly breaks up after Chicky's men beat him up to the exact part of his vengeance on Dwight in the first season of the crime drama. The unfortunate incident must have startled the husband immensely, especially after learning that he had become the target of the most ruthless mafia family in his hometown. The revelation must have been too much for Emery, who is not used to the violence and bloodshed Tina had witnessed as Dwight's daughter before and after his 25-year-long imprisonment. He must have asked his wife to choose him or her father, causing their separation. After the beating Emery is subjected to, Tina herself may have realized that she cannot let him suffer by being part of his life, which likely convinces her that he is better off without her and her father's enemies. Furthermore, upon regaining her father after 25 long years, it would be hard for any daughter to abandon him. Therefore, Emery seemingly is no longer Tina's partner. Realizing that her niece needs a source of emotional support, Joanne lands in Tulsa without informing Dwight. She surprises him and clarifies that she will be in the city for a while. In the absence of Emery, Tina may need her aunt immensely, especially considering the U.S. Attorney Dylan McGrath's promise to Cal Thresher that he will do everything he can to send Dwight back to jail. When the legal battle unfolds in the upcoming episodes, Tina may struggle with the fear of abandonment again, making Joanne's presence in the city all the more valuable. When the press and media camp at the entry of the Mayo Hotel, Dwight Manfredi realizes that it is time for him to seek another establishment to stay. Since none of the other prominent hotels in the city has rooms to accommodate him, his right-hand man, Tyson Mitchell, takes him to his home. Dwight sleeps in Tyson's sister's bedroom and enjoys pancakes made by his mother. Meanwhile, he notices a newspaper article published by the Tulsa Star-Journal, which states that the Chinese underworld is becoming an unignorable presence in the region's marijuana business. Dwight's curiosity is understandable, especially since he plans to buy Harlan Thibodeau's windmills. Dwight even meets Harlan in prison to offer $7.5 million for his energy plant. Even though the Bank of Tulsa does not sanction a loan for him to start the business, the former mafia capo is not expected to drop his plan anytime soon. However, there can be more to the story than a simple curiosity. Dwight may have found an opportunity to counter Cal Thresher's efforts to bring him down. In the first episode of the second season, the businessman insults the former mafia capo and makes him leave his fundraiser party with the help of Jackie Ming, who seems to be his right-hand man. Ming can be part of the Chinese underworld and the mediator between the syndicate and Thresher, the largest marijuana distributor in Oklahoma. Since Thresher is one of the most influential businessmen in the state, the Chinese underworld may not be able to grow in the region without dealing with the former. Considering his competitive spirit, it is unlikely that he would gladly let the syndicate compete with him in the marijuana business, indicating the existence of an unholy partnership. If that's the case, Dwight can use it to counter Thresher, his most severe headache. By exposing this possible union between Thresher and the Chinese underworld, the former mafia capo can lead the authorities to the former and eliminate him as a threat and competitor with the same bullet. After Cal Thresher questions Bill Bevilacqua's authority in Tulsa, the latter calls Chicky and confronts him about encroaching into his territory. The New York City Mafia head sees the predicament as an opportunity to bring Dwight Manfredi down. He realizes that an enemy's enemy is a friend and proposes a partnership between him and Bevilacqua to reclaim what was theirs before the former mafia capo arrived in Tulsa. Chicky knows he cannot defeat his enemy man-to-man, leading him to Dennis Goody Karanji, his associate, who changes his loyalties to join Dwight's gang. He asks Goody whether the latter would be interested in betraying his boss and rejoining his group. Goody seriously considers the offer and tells Chicky that he is not saying no to the proposal, which shows that he is likely more than willing to betray Dwight. Since he is someone who has shifted loyalties by putting his life on the line to join his current boss, it is clear that he is not afraid of death. He possibly believes that it would be easier to deal with Dwight's inexperienced crew rather than to join the same to fight Chicky and Bevilacqua's combined army. After Jerry's death, Goody may have feared whether it would be his turn next. If that's the case, Goody cannot be blamed for shifting his loyalties. However, we have yet to receive confirmation regarding his betrayal. He can be pretending to join Chicky and Bevilacqua's side to find out more about what's in store for Dwight. He may continue to play the charade for a while longer so that his boss can prepare for the forces from New York City and Kansas City. Meanwhile, Jelly Roll drops by Even Higher Plane to celebrate the store's grand opening by pretending to be a janitor and singing a song. What do you think? Tell us in the comments and keep watching Film Buff Baby.